the first Olympic Games in history that has no audience started in Tokyo today. What do you need to know about it?
The United States is having its worst year in illegal immigrants influx in the entire history.
American parents woke up to the fact that they are losing their kids to CRT and they are scrambling to win them back. Is there a way? Welcome to Wei and Kathy Show. I'm your host, Wei.
And I'm Kathy.
Okay, first I want to thank you for all of you who come to the Safe Chat, not just the YouTube, but also the Safe Chat for the second part of our last show, which is on Wednesday, and we're gonna do this again. But a bit of good news, not a bit of good news, very good news for you that our actually the viewership grew by like 50% over Wednesday over Monday. Mm-hmm. Okay, mind you guys, on YouTube, we lose audience every time we do the show. It has been just ever shrinking. But over there, we got second show is 50% growth over the first one, and today is the third one. We'll see how that goes. And just also for your information, for some of you who just couldn't see see the video play, a few of you have that experience.
Right, has some feedback.
Yeah, that's some storage problem that has been fixed. I notified the company, and they did a thorough check right away. They dig out the information, so that problem should be gone. So after today's show, you should be able to see the program smoothly. Anyway, just so you know, this is a new high-tech platform, and it has its own bugs. My background is software, I understand that part. But after a period of using it, the bugs will be shaken out and they'll be fixed. It will be running smoothly. So bear with us and bear with the platform, and we'll get there.
Yeah, I think everything when it's new. One thing is it may, especially software, it may have bugs. The other thing is how you get used to it, right? But if we are so into just get used to something, then we're gonna be just hijacked by some of the big companies, right? So when there is such a free speech platform coming out, I think all of us should just give it some patience and support so that we can help it grow.
Yeah, so same deal today for those of you who are new here. So we'll be doing this first 15 or 17 minutes here, and then we'll be moving over to Safe Chat. For those of you, just to pay attention to the message that is posted there. You can click on link, just go to the website of the Safe Chat, and then I want to remind you, making sure you log in, register an account so that you can engage the chatting near the video. And in the meantime, make sure you install the app, because after you install the app, you will receive a notification. All right, so you won't miss any show that we have. And we do not necessarily only do 3 shows. Sometimes Kathy have extra shows. So install the app so that you won't miss anything. We put we put our heart into our program, and because we think it's important to the public. Anyway, so with no further ado, let's just move on to the news today. How about the first one? Let's talk about the Tokyo Olympics.
Mm-hmm. Right. So this is the first one in the history that is audienceless. So it took place without spectators in the host city, Tokyo. And because there's a resurgence of coronavirus, forced Japan to declare a state of emergency in the capital that will run throughout the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, the decision was only made in the beginning of this month, the July. Originally, they already banned any foreign spectators. Now the problem is whether Japanese citizen and the Tokyo citizen, the residents, they can go to see the game. They could fill the stadium too. Mm-hmm. But on July 8th, okay, the organizers say no, not even local people. So basically, it's an empty stadium, and originally, because of the coronavirus, the organizer was planning to put a cap of 50% of the venue capacity, up to a maximum of 10,000 people for domestic spectators, who can basically react to any new rules, presumably overnight. So this is for the opening ceremony, but it ended up only 1,000 were there, and then they really shrink everything, and ban the local spectators to come to the game. And then in the meantime, the backdrop of this Olympics, 62% of the Japanese actually favoring postponement, okay, or cancellation. Just don't do it. But anyway, the authority already still decided to do it. So let's take a look at the opening ceremony. As you see, everybody's on mask. You can see, let's say, everybody smile, but they smile behind the mask. So
and I wonder where they are waving to, or there are few spectators.
Yeah, basically few than 1,000 people in the audience. Over there, you can see a lot of chairs there, but they're empty. All right. Okay. So also, many is a very small group in the opening ceremony, and all the athletes, of course, they are there. However, many of them fly in just before the competition. They are not even there. They only fly in during the before the competition. They will fly out shortly after the competition. They won't stay even for the ending. The ending ceremony, because of the threat of the coronavirus. So this is how bad this virus, is doing to our games, right? The Olympic Games, which is the biggest sports game in the world today. And also, as you can see, there are very few sponsors. Sponsors also quit. There's no audience. What's the point of doing that?
Right.
And there's outside of stadium, there's this protest around Japanese, among those 62% who don't agree to having this game. Some of them took to the street. So this is another thing that's happening.
Right. So although they banned all the foreign spectators, but a few of the foreigners actually made it, including the U.S. First Lady, Joe Biden, and so also the French President, Macron. And he is actually the only head of the state attended this opening ceremony.
Yeah. So, and Olympics is not easy to come by. The last time that Japan have this Olympics is in 1964, so virtually half a century ago. And for this particular time, they tried to apply in 2013, which is 80 years ago. They won, not the apply. They won the selection of of Tokyo as the place to host the Olympics in 2013. They waited and prepared for 80 years. Now it just came to this. And the estimated amount of money they spend on this game is $15 billion. So apparently they're going to lose a lot of money. 1/3 is, come from the organizer, 1/3 come from the city of Tokyo, 1/3 come from the central government of Japan.
I just wonder why the government is finally still decided to hold this game.
Yeah, it's a very awkward situation. They don't know what to do because they already postponed it from last year. It was meant to happen at this time last year, but 4 months before that, they just say we'll postpone it. And then this time, if they postpone again, what would happen? It's just either way, they're between a rock and a hard place. It's not easy.
Yeah, I guess it will just only make this pandemic more another thing for people to remember how terrible the pandemic, the virus is, and what it did to the world.
Yeah, and since the Olympics, in the history of Olympics, basically the game stopped only because of major wars. Okay, not because of any pandemic. And this year we literally have that.
This could be just another kind of war.
Right.
Some people may say that.
Okay, let's take a look at our southern borders. Okay, how bad the situation is. So basically, according to Border Patrol, the Border Patrol, and their number in the Southwest Land Border Encounter Report, they said in June, more than 178,000 people crossed the border. Okay. And then they were encountered by the federal immigration officials along the border. Okay, and then as of now, in the first 7 years of this, 7 months of this fiscal year, there are apprehension of over 1 million people, 1 million illegal immigrants as of now. And then, and according to an analysis by a researcher, Stephen Kopitz of the Princeton policy advisors, he estimated that the Biden administration will drive nearly 1.7 million illegal aliens to the U.S.-Mexico border by the end of 2021. And the analysis said this would make it the worst year for illegal immigration in the American history. Wow.
Yeah.
So basically, there's another thing that the backdrop is, this total does not include illegal aliens who successfully crossed into the U.S. Okay, undetected by the federal immigration officials. As you know, right, they can only deal with the people they caught, and then only those people enter into the stats, the numbers. For those people who cross it successfully, and also the border war, as we see in the first photo, certain places simply have no war. Even you do have like let's say 1,300 miles of border war. If you have just one or 2 mile empty, that's enough for people to come through. So, and then now we have a wide span of empty walls left unconstructed, or the project was retracted. So anyway, that's the situation we're facing. Yeah.
Yeah, but actually, not only the illegals coming in, but actually with the border situation, a lot of the drugs, especially fentanyls, just came smuggled in because the CPB, the border patrols are busy with dealing with those illegal people, people who try to illegally cross the border. So actually, CDC had a release a few days ago saying that actually 93,000 Americans died of a drug overdose in last year, which marks the most in the history. And also actually many of those drugs, include especially the fentanyls, came across the border. I actually interviewed a rancher in Texas who lived near the border.
Okay.
He told me a lot of, and he had a lot of photos and videos, and he really, the box of fentanyls. Yeah, so I will release his, produce, do some post-production of the interview and share with our audience, hopefully next week.
Yeah. Okay, so we interview Shi Van Fleet on Wednesday and talk about her experience into Cuba. Yeah, I don't know what's your feeling about that. I see enough comment on the Safe Chat and also here. And indeed, those are really vivid photos, right? Those are real photos that she took after she crossed beyond this, what is this called? The tourist zone. It's what? The seaside, okay? The seashore area. If you go into that, and then you see the real thing. But we know Shi Van Fleet for her speaking out against the CRT in the Loudoun County of the Virginia, right?
Right.
So today I noticed another interview that Mark Levin had with Breitbart. He said this. Okay, just hear me out. Whether you have any, you would echo to this. He said 6 months ago, people were calling my show and talking to me about what they were seeing on the monitors going on with their kids as a result of the pandemic. The vast majority of people in this country would never have heard of critical race theory. But for pandemic and home teaching, parents are looking at the monitor of of their kids that is watching, and they learn about what is happening to their kids. And their question to themselves is, what the hell did that teacher just say to my kid? All right. So do you echo to this?
Yeah, actually, I interviewed a spokesperson from an organization. They are, uniting the parents. Actually, just really echo this phenomenon. She said that actually parents, why all of a sudden parents realized or stood up, right, to fight against the CRT is because, especially because during the last year's lockdown, a lot of the kids, study at home, go on to the web courses, and that's all of a sudden the parents realize what their kids are learning. So that really shocked them.
Yeah. So what happened to our kids has been happening there, right? It's just that we didn't know. Okay, and to what extent, did we not know? I just want to tell you a story. Okay, the story has to do with this gentleman called Curtis Bowers. For those of you who know his name, can you just type it up there? I'm really curious about how many know this name. He should be a household name. He should be a name that all Americans should know. But I bet very, very few people know his name. And I just wonder, among you, who know Curtis Bowers, this name. And okay, he told a very interesting story, which I think only, I only want to tell you on the new platform. Okay, so
so it's already 17 minutes after.
17 minutes.
So remind you, if you have not get on to Safe Chat yet, please do so. Take the opportunity now and just try to install the app if you can.
Yeah, and in the meantime, the show has been happening also on the Safe Chat. So guys, just move over there, and then we have our staff will post the link there, which is the channel URL. Just click on the first, just click on that, and then you are able to go to the Safe Chat. Over there, we'll talk about Curtis Bowers' story. Okay, I think it's a very, very interesting story. When I first heard it, I interviewed him, for 2 hours. I was really shocked after hearing that story. Okay, let's move over there. In the meantime, don't forget to install the app, and so that you can watch our show and get a notification. Let's work on it. Okay, every show, one show at a time, and one user at a time, and one bit on the new platform at a time. Okay, let's go there together. How about we go together? Okay, let's say 1, 2, 3.